Today we're going to be talking about verb conjugations in the present tense. Now, each Spanish verb either ends in an AR, ER, or IR, and this is called the ending. So if we have the verb hablar, which means to talk, we can identify the AR as the ending and then the HABL as the stem. The stem is going to be a very, very important part of conjugating verbs. What you do is you take the stem and then you add a set of endings to the stem to indicate who is doing the verb. For example, when you have hablar, you're going to take the stem and then add one of these six endings. O, as, a, amos, ais, or an. What these endings do is they show you who is talking. So when you say hablo, that means I speak. Hablas, you speak. Habla, he, she, or it speaks. Okay, I will now write out what each ending means. What I like to do is I like to memorize them. What most people do is they memorize them in this order. They have the I, you, he, she, we, you plural, and then the they form. Now, keep in mind that the you plural form is only used in Spain. So most of the time, you will see people conjugate verbs in this section in order uh, to say you plural, because there's a word usted, which means you in a formal way, but you conjugate it as if it was here. And the plural of usted, ustedes, would be conjugated in the they form. It's kind of confusing, but you just kind of need to memorize it that way. Let's talk about ER and IR ending verbs. For example, comer, which means to eat. The ER ending verbs end differently than the AR ending verbs, and they go like this. O, es, e, hemos, es, en. Again, I, you, he, we, you plural, they. And now, what is the stem of comer? Since we know ER is the ending, we can box this section off and find that this is the stem, com. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the stem, com, and then add each of these endings. Como, comes, come, comemos, comes, and comen. And now, using our knowledge of what these endings mean, we can figure out who is eating. I eat, como. You eat, comes. He eats, come. We eat, comemos. You all eat, comes. Or they eat, comen. Lucky for us, IR ending verbs end very similarly to ER ending verbs. And in fact, they share a lot of the same endings. So we'll use vivir as an example. The endings are as follow. O, es, e, imos, is, en. So as you can see, they share all the same endings except for these two. That makes it a lot easier to memorize. And the same principle is true for vivir. You're going to take the stem, vive, right? Because we know it ends in IR, so we can figure out that this is the stem. We're going to take the stem and add each of the endings. Vivo, vives, vive, vivimos, vivis, y viven. So that's verb conjugation in a nutshell. Please comment if any questions that you have, and I'll see you guys in the next video.